Welcome to Clayton Valley Presbyterian Church on this fourth Sunday in Advent. I want to welcome you to our circle. I'm Kathleen. I might be one of the teachers who would greet you at the door as we come here to Godly Play from the sanctuary. Our teachers will greet each person at the door, one by one. We are called by name. And when we arrive and sit ourselves at the circle, we always begin the same way. The Lord be with you. Advent is our way in the church of getting ready to come close to the great mystery of Christmas, of the child who was coming then and is still coming now for us. We look at Advent as a time to turn away from some of the busyness of this season and be still to remember. Let's go to the circle of the church year and see where we have come through the great season of the ordinary time when everything changed in Advent so that we could get ready for Christmastide. Here we are on the fourth Sunday. As we come back to the circle, we prepare ourselves to get ready to come close to what might be in the story that's just for us today. A story that's perhaps familiar to almost all of us. Whether we're young or old, a favorite story. What might be new in this story for you today? What might be in today's story that's about you or for you? Not in our Hebrew and Greek scriptures, not in our parables, but in the way we celebrate and worship together. We get our story materials and bring them to the circle. And of course, it's Advent. Our candles. All right. Let's get ready. Everything has changed. And we mark that with this change in color. It's a very serious color. Purple. It's a color of kings. For the king that was coming, the king that is still coming, but the king who wasn't like any other king, with no army, no gold, no castles. On the first Sunday in Advent, we lit the candle for the prophets, pointing the way to Bethlehem, telling us to go on that journey. God came so close to the prophets, and they came so close to God. They knew what message to share with us, to pay attention. Something amazing is going to happen. They didn't know what it would be, but they knew we needed to pay attention. And so that's part of what we need to remember in Advent. To not just hurry through this season, but pay attention. Then on the second Sunday, we remember the Holy Family and their journey on the road to Bethlehem. We light their candle. We remember child. And her husband, Joseph. As they went to be counted and taxed, it's hard to walk all the way from Nazareth to Bethlehem when you're great with child, and so Joseph brought their donkey for Mary to ride, but if you're expecting a baby any day, riding a donkey's not so comfortable either. And so she would walk. It took them a long time to go up that road, and we remember them. On the third Sunday in Advent, we lit the joy candle. For we remember the shepherds who were watching over their sheep to keep them safe at night in the fields when the skies were filled with light and filled with the song of angels, and they were terrified. But the angels said what angels always say, because it's scary to come close to a messenger of God. The angel said, "Don't be afraid. I bring you great news. Go, hurry to Bethlehem. Tell everyone." And today, on this fourth Sunday, we light the candle for the Magi. Sometimes people call them three kings, but they were really magi. They were very learned, almost, I think we'd say scientists. They knew a lot of things about a lot of things. In fact, we get our word magic from the same word that was in their language, magi. One of the things they knew a lot about was the stars. They knew which stars should be where at what time, and that helped them to help other people know when to plant their crops, or when it would be safe to go out on the great sea, or perhaps when it would be possible to go through the mountains without the snow being too deep. It was important for them to know where the stars were moving so they could advise others. And they saw a star. They saw a star that didn't behave the way a star should. It wasn't a star they knew about. But they remembered what had been said long ago. Pay attention. Something amazing is going to happen. And so the Magi decided that they would follow that star. And it too was leading them to Bethlehem. They always come late. We celebrate the Magi 12 days after Christmas. We call that special day Epiphany. They brought gifts. Strange gifts for a baby. Gifts for a king, perhaps. It took them a long time to come from the east. But they knew that they needed to be there in Bethlehem. So on this fourth Sunday in our season of Advent, we remember the prophets and the Holy Family. We remember the shepherds and the Magi, the wise men But wait, one more thing. Something's missing. For at the end of this great journey, everything changes again. White is the color of mystery and of pure joy. And that is what we have on Christmas. The star that led the Magi to the Christ child. The King who was just a tiny baby, born in a place where the animals are kept, whose bed was a feeding trough with soft straw. Perhaps the most surprised of all would have been the cow, who came in the morning for her feed and found this tiny child instead in her manger. And on that day, the great light came into our world. The light of the prophets. The light of the Holy Family. The light of the shepherds. The light of the Magi. We match. Yes. The light of the Magi. And the light of the Christ child. The great light that all the other lights lead to. For the amazing thing in Bethlehem that would change everything. Let's enjoy these lights and remember. Right now, these lights are all in this place. But we can change that. Watch. The light is changed. It's no longer a flame. It's different, and it fills this room. It fills us. And this is the light that we will take with us out into the world, for now, for this light, we too are changed. Thanks be to God. In this season of Advent, as we approach the mystery of Christmas, may the Lord bless you and keep you.